There we go. Good morning again, artists. Sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulties. Had to restart my phone so I could get back to it. So, unfortunately missed out. Yeah, thanks, Tal. My poor phone is just not ready for the spotlight. It can't handle the pressure. So, back into it. First off, I gotta do a little bit of erasing on the bottom of this because I keep rubbing at it with my hand. And then I smear things, and then it starts looking dirty. So we're gonna do a little cleanup before we get up into the hair here. It probably doesn't show it very well on the screen, but definitely see where I started smudging a bunch of just the pencil everywhere. And just made everything start to look kind of gray. So I'm going to get that out before it gets too much. And I got, ta-da, giant brush today to help with the erasing, as long as I don't smack the phone. So I did go through and start doing a little bit more pen work off camera. Just because you guys saw me draw it already, I didn't think you'd want to see me go over the entire thing again. I'm just outlining it. Did start adding a few other little details. So adding things like adding this little extra stripe down here. Which I'll probably be ridiculous about later and add some more little moons, because why not? Because I want it to take forever to color, that's why. Okay. So I got a couple of different things happening with her hair. It's all coming out from underneath this crown, number one. So we have to keep in mind that anything that's coming away from her has to stay kind of below where this crown would be. Which, I love this crown, and I wish that I had some art metal that I could go and build one, because I would make it and I would wear it. You know I would. Alright, second thing with her hair, other than coming out from the crown, is she's got these cool braids. Some just kind of ending, some having these, some more awesome little moon shapes. Little clasps and whatnot in them. And then there's the rest of the hair that is just flowy everywhere. So we're going to start with the braids, because the braids are, for the most part, on top of all of them. Except for maybe sneak one bit of hair that might kind of hide part of this braid. Make it feel like there's some more layers. Lots and lots of layers for this. let's actually start at the bottom here. Do, 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 do. Put in a little tie. And then the hair that's just free from that. Getting our way all the way up. The dogs have already been in and out a couple different times, but it is super wet outside because it rained. So we've had to keep pausing when we let them to come in because they have such dirty bums. Wiley is currently lying out in the grass, which our backyard doesn't really have a lot of grass. It's a lot of mud. So Wiley's lying in the mud. Whisker came inside and cleaned up a bit, and now he's sleeping on the couch, watching the outside world. It's funny because neither of them like to take a bath. Wesker usually doesn't tend to stay outside when it rains, but Wiley does. Wiley doesn't seem to have any kind of issue with it raining and him going out and sitting in the rain and standing in puddles. But then you put him in the bath and he gives you that sad look and is just like, please, please, can I get out now? He really doesn't like it when he feels the water getting onto his paws, but then he runs outside into puddles. It don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. All right, rotate this a bit. Hey, Bobbin Works, I meant to ask. I've been seeing a lot of pictures from Grandma's home right now and have seen the workers all wearing these cloth masks. Those wouldn't happen to be the masks you donated, would they? Because if so, that's pretty awesome. And they should be giving you kudos. I'll give you kudos. It's a thick braid there. 140? You've made 140 masks? crazy. You crazy. It's fantastic, though. It's great. I'm sure they appreciate it, though. Oh, my goodness. I saw a story, I think it was yesterday, of this kid. I think they said he was 14, and he had created a pattern for his 3D printer to make an ear guard for the workers. It's hard to describe what it looks like. Here's a quick little sketch. It's got a center for the back of the head, and then these straps on either side, and these curved, almost like hooks, and they're meant to be like different settings. So depending on, you know, the size of the head of the worker, I guess, you could set the straps at a different size. So thinking of this as like the back of a person's head, and normally the strap of the mask would go around their ear. Instead, they bring it and they can hook it around one of these, around that, to hold it in place, saving their ears. Yeah, exactly. We're using it to protect the back of their ears because they, you know, they're wearing them constantly. It's on and off and on and off. But apparently after, you know, because of course everybody's doing stuff and then posting about the stuff that they are doing, it got so popular. He actually ended up posting the print instructions for it, like the dimensions and everything, the program for them, so that other people who had 3D printers could make them as well. And I'm like, that's just really cool because, you know, there's some of us, like, you know, my mom and others who are, you know, can sew and can make these masks and stuff to be able to help and donate, or gowns and whatnot. But there's some people that, you know, that's not their wheelhouse. But here's this group of tech people who found a way to be able to help out in such a cool way. That's an artist right there. He designed that. Still an artist. Okay, so we got those done. Next step. Yes, necessity is the mother of invention. But then who's the father? Necessity is the mother, money's the father. How about that? Alright, so I'm actually erasing what I did of the hair, because the whole area has just kind of gotten blurred and smudged and confusing. So, fresh start. And this is one of the reasons why I like the pen so much, is it stays so well even with the eraser. So now I can go in and use my pencil and draw it where I want the hair to go without having to worry about messing up any of the other braids and whatnot. So I can even just go right through the braid just to make sure my lines are continuous. And this one that I snuck in here, we can now love having this this jazzy Ghibli music. They're familiar songs. They're jazzy. All right. I think that gives us a pretty good notion of where the hair is going to be. So yesterday, during our post-walk designated cleanup organization time, I went and spent about an hour in our basement starting to organize and clean up and try to start working on a nice space. It's going to be the future streaming space. Which means I'll have more table room, which will be nice. And I'll have easier to get to all the different supplies we're gonna need. I have I forget where it came from. I think it must have come from my mom, but it's a rack that's meant to go in a dishwasher. And you can it's supposed to be to separate out your spoons and stuff for while they're in the wash. But it actually works as a really great organizer for supplies. It's big enough that it can hold different scissors or rotary cutters for fabric and just all sorts of great supplies. So I have that handy, which will be nice to have everything right there. I already had one student chime in on hoping we'll still be able to do, the 8th graders are going to be doing a comic project. So he was hoping that would still be a thing because he loves comics, like me. So slowly working on plans for all the different assignments now we're going to be doing. Still no word yet on what it's going to look like. But anticipating probably having to either create some more packet type stuff or just to be doing more recorded and live lessons. All right. So now we're going to go in and start adding to these lines, doing that little hint of thickening some areas up, help to give it a little more of a shadow feel. I don't know when I really got into doing this aspect. It was probably because I had made a mistake at some point and had to make a line look a little bit thicker. And then just to make the whole picture look even, it kind of kept going from there. That works. If you're following me on Facebook, you probably saw I posted some pictures of some different art. Some of it I've had finished for a little while. Some of it I just recently finished. Showing off some of my carving stuff, which I do have at least one more carving project that I'd like to still do. Which now that we're going to be home for a while, I will have time for. But maybe I will either, I don't know if I'll be able to do it on a stream or not, but I might be at least able to record it as I'm working on it and post the video of me doing it rather than trying to do it live. We'll see. We'll save it for Fun Fridays. My tentative plan is that we'll be doing lessons during the week, and then on Friday just kind of go back to doing like this, where we're having just kind of a nice chill sit and do art together time. Give my artists a bit of a chance to relax for a day. I should have my smaller pen for this, but I'm being stubborn. Yesterday we had a nice afternoon, and I was thinking about the chalk, but then I saw in the weather that we're supposed to get some more rain with a chance of squirrels? But if we're going to have rain like every night this week, then I mean, I've seen people who have done like the artwork where it's like, check out this cool sand art, and then he finishes it and it's beautiful, and then they like sweep it all away. And I'm always like, no, that was so pretty. I know you probably took a lot of pictures of it, but still. I'm gonna do a design in the sand and then the wave comes up and washes it away. That's just, I can't do that. That means if I work so hard on it, I want to be able to look at it. I mean, I suppose it's not that great to try and be an artist and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make, some money off of this. Cause there was one piece that I had sold back in the day, and I got some money off of it, and that was nice. But then later on, I was kind of missing it. I was like, I never get to look at that again because now it's gone, and I'm glad that somebody's going to have it in their house and enjoy it. But then at the same time, I'm like, oh man, though, it's gone. So I don't think I could do that art that it ends up getting destroyed, or you destroy it. Couldn't do it. I want to keep it. Even just having a picture. So it's not crazy obvious, but when you look at what's happening with her here versus how it looks at the bottom, you know, this is just, it seems so kind of flat. I really like how these darker tones kind of add a little bit of a weight to everything. So right now all the gamers are out playing the new Resident Evil game, which feels a little too on topic right now, but you know, everyone's playing with it, and it's fun to watch them get scared over it. But my sister and I started watching another gamer playing this game called Deadly Premonition, which is a very strange, quirky kind of game. But it reminds me a lot of this show called Twin Peaks, which is also a very quirky show. And I'm really tempted to binge it. Del, I know you would encourage that. Binge the show. I mean, we'll see. I mean, even once, you know, all the quarantine has lifted, between schoolwork at home and then actual summer, I'll still be at home quite a bit. I've got plenty of time to binge watch. Get on Netflix and watch all sorts of bad horror movies. Sorry, tea break. Today's tea is chestnut. It's delicious. It's my sister's current favorite too. Is it weird if I say that I'm adding some hairy details? Does that sound weird? I mean, it's details in the hair. So after the stream is usually the time where I, prep this video to put on YouTube for the people that can't watch it live. Making the little icon and whatnot for the video thumbnail, which usually involves, scanning what we did today. And then I start working on homework. Kind of do start the homework with some lunch, work through lunch maybe, and then more homework after lunch until it's time to walk the dogs. I have to do a PowerPoint presentation for my homework assignment. And I like PowerPoint. PowerPoint's fine. But it really, it makes me miss Keynote. I am not really an Apple product fan. I was never really a fan when my school switched over and we all had to get Apple laptops. I don't know, just the way that they work, their interface, just it was not for me. But Microsoft Word, obviously better. Excel, much better. However, when it came to PowerPoint, their answer to PowerPoint was Keynote. And Keynote somehow was so much easier to use, and you could do so many cool things with it. And I miss that. PowerPoint is fine, but Keynote just felt like so much smoother and so much better. And I know this is really nerdy sounding of me, but I used to be able to make little video games on Keynote, and it was something I actually taught during my computer graphics class, was making choose your own adventure games. Oh, it is pouring.
Come here, puppies.
Those are some wet puppers.
Come here, Busker, don't run away.
Wipe your paws.
Look at wet butt.
That is a wet puppy. It just started pouring out of nowhere. In any case, when I'm doing my reports now, and they want us, and one of their requirements is they want us to do a video or a keynote. It just really makes me, or not keynote, a PowerPoint. It makes me miss Keynote because of how easy it was. Now that I made that braid so super thick, I'm going to add some thicker lines now in the hair, or it's going to look really strange. Is he still a dirty bottom boy? Why, that he's been lying in the mud.
Don't touch my paws, Mom.
Trying to sneak in a few details now in the braid to try and make it look a little more like hair so it kind of matches with the rest of the hair on her. Like I want the braid to be visible, but I don't want it to, like I want it to stand out but also not stand out. I'm gonna find that happy medium. Yeah, that did it. Okay. We know what we're doing now. Sorry guys, we started a little later than intended. And I feel like this entire stream is just going to be me outlining her hair. What I'll have to do is finish the outlining before the next stream so that we can get to the coloring, because that'll be a lot more interesting. Man, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but that rain is just coming down. I ain't complaining though. I love a good rainy day. I think it was a little bit earlier on, February-ish, and some of the teachers were complaining because we had like a week where we had a bunch of rain. I think we had like a storm one day. And it had gotten warm, you know, like warm, like, you know, close to 50s. And everyone's like, oh, if it's going to be this warm, you know, we need to be able to have it sunny. We can go outside. And I'm just sitting there like, bring on that thunderstorm. Take a nap with that? Yeah. Nap in the thunderstorm was great. So, time for little hairy details. Wesker just came in and lay down on the couch and gave the biggest sigh. It is so difficult being a dog. the sound of Wiley's nails coming in. Coming in to see what's going on in the living room now. Hopefully the rain will let up enough for when it's time for our afternoon constitutional. I don't want to say the W word because then they might get excited. We'll sometimes use the Japanese word. We'll say sanpo. Although for a while it seemed like Wesker might have learned that one as well. I haven't used it in a little while though, so he's giving me a look. He heard it. He knows.
Busker, you gotta make a good night.
There's just too many options for where to lie down, you know? He's on the couch, he's off the couch. He's in the bed, he's out of the bed. Now luckily I already know that her hair is going to be very light. Mostly white. Some little gray shadows. But her hair is going to be kind of, not to be too cliche, but like moonlight. So I know that all these little details that I'm throwing in here aren't going to be totally covered up the way I was worried about for our sun girl. There we go. Let's see if I can get a little bit closer. You guys can see this good. Yeah. Check out those details in those braids. Alright, that's part of the cloth. This is part of the hair. Very important to differentiate between cloth and hair. Thank you, doll. I love doing. I like these little details. I get a little too micro about it though. I should get one of those like little telescope-esque glasses. Get super minuscule about it. What was that great movie, that animated movie, The Secret of Kells? Oh man. I tried to show, I've shown that before to classes, doing a project. Some classes, get it, love it. It's a great little animated movie. The art in it is gorgeous. Highly recommended. Secret of Kells, Kells. It's tough because it definitely has a religious aspect to it, since it's about a boy trying to get the materials to create a very detailed Bible using a method of art called illumination, which is the idea of you'd have your book and you'd have your writing in it, but then you'd have the borders of it would be incredibly detailed illustrative work. And the original intention was, they were writing down their religious ideas in the Bible, but because so many people at the time were not actually able to read, they were illiterate, they used the illumination as a way of still expressing the ideas that were being presented. Essentially, it was like an early comic book. You'd have or just an illustrated story. You'd have all the characters and such depicted and enacting what was happening on that page of the story, perhaps. And part of how they explained that they were able to do such detailed work, they actually used almost like a piece of curved glass that worked as a magnifier. Kenneth, you've seen it? Yeah, it's a great movie. But by using this magnifier, it allowed the artist to see a lot closer and be able to do all this cool detailed work, which, I'm pretty sure that most of them were doing that work without a magnifier. But the idea is still a very cool one, that they would create these designs and then add smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller details. Which, if I'm not being careful, I end up doing that. And I start adding tinier and tinier little additions. Which, if I were just doing this in black and white, like if I were just doing this in the pen, I would definitely be doing that. I would be adding a ton of tiny little detail. Which we're going to add just a little bit of that now that I think about it. Let's get crazy. I'm going to get the number 5. Oh, do I really want to add it though? I think I do. So we had a bunch of that fringe happening on our other girl. So that is now going to be a bit of a thing. Try and make it nice and dark now so it's easier to pick out later. dirty, little bit dry. Just gonna add this part, guys, and then we'll probably have to call an end for today. Hit 11. Yeah. So I'll get a little more of this pen work done later on today when I've got some private art time to go with. And so then by tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day, we'll do some coloring, I think. Maybe we'll do a bit of a split. We'll do a little, I'll think about it, do a little bit of the Chinese stuff as well as this. Oh, excuse me. Ta-da, the end. Alright, so there she is for now. To be continued. Hold on. So of course we have to end with checking on the dogs. This is something Wiley does. He will get up on the couch and he will start shoving everything off the couch. That's how you know he's like practically a cat. And then he gives up. Wiley. Let's go say bye. Wiley. Hi, baby. Can you sit? Hey. Wiley. Wiley. Oh, there you go. That's a good boy. He's naked right now. He doesn't have his collar on. Now see, Wesker here is a compliment. And he comes over too. Wesker. Wesker, can you sit? Can you sit? What a good boy. So there's the boys. Still a little bit damp, aren't you? How's your nose? Your nose is doing good. After your squirrel fight, huh? Alright, thanks for tuning in again today, guys. To be continued tomorrow. Hope everybody is staying safe and staying healthy. And have a great day. Willie, say bye.